Hi, I am Dominique Nelson.
And I'm Greg Nelson.
And we are the owners of Nelson Construction and Renovations in Clearwater, Florida. We get a lot of questions from homeowners about how to price their construction project. The truth is, when it comes to custom home building, there is no one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter costing system. Every single project is unique and different, which means it involves its own design, its own construction practices, and its own unique price. There are actually many different ways to get bids on your construction project. Two of the most popular kinds of construction contracts are lump sum and cost plus. It is important that you understand the difference, including the pros and cons of each, so that you can make the right financial decision when it comes to requesting financial information on your project.
Let's talk about the lump sum model. This is a contract which the homeowner pays a contractor an agreed upon price for a specific result. An example would be building and installing a set of custom cabinets for your kitchen for the price of $25,000. You do not need to know all the details of how the manufacturer and retailer valued their product. You just know what the price is. It's the same with a lump sum contract in construction. You do not need to know all the details of how the contractor came up with his price, because you would need to understand the entirety of the construction project in order to do that. The contractor's job is to understand the value of each one of his trades, put his markup on the project based on the value of his service to you, and present you with a total price.
Now, what are the pros and cons of this model? Let's start with the benefits. A lump sum model makes it easier for you to get your project done under a certain budget, as long as you do not change anything during construction, or as long as there aren't any unforeseen conditions. Then the contractor is obligated to deliver what he promised for the price he gave you. Even if his tradespeople raise their prices, or his staff take longer to do their work, it will not affect you. He must still deliver the agreed upon scope of work for the exact price he quoted. This minimizes your financial risk. You do not need to learn all about construction in order to understand the costs. Most homeowners do not need or want to know every single detail that goes into their construction project. That is the job of their contractor. They just want to know what product they will get for a certain price. Now, what are some of the cons of this approach? It is very difficult and costly to make changes to your scope of work after construction has begun. If you are the type of homeowner who likes to continue designing a project while it is underway and will be requesting changes from your contractor, then you can expect a number of change orders, which add cost and time to your project. Another consideration is that it is necessary to have every detail planned out before beginning your project. If you're in a hurry to get started, then the lump sum model may not be for you. On a lump sum contract, the planning and design phase can take a number of months or even a year or more, depending on the size of the project.
One of the things that we do with our lump sum contracts that might be a little bit different than other contractors, everybody kind of has their own unique way to kind of operate within these two main styles of contracts. With lump sum, if all the planning isn't completely done, what we strive to do is at least create a very complete list of allowances. These would be items, countertops, light fixtures, plumbing fixtures, these sorts of things. On the allowance list, we might, after gauging the client and working with them on the design, we go, okay, well, this client's kind of in the $650 to $800 range on their toilet, or whatever the list of fixtures might be. And then we set that number there as an allowed amount in that lump sum contract. You would see a full list of these allowances. If it ends up being an $800 toilet when it was a $650 allowance, then the customer would see a change order for the difference, or a credit for something that was less expensive. It also allows the client to take this list of allowances, and maybe they want to go shopping on the weekend and go, hey, I just found a whole list of plumbing fixtures. I'm just going to buy them on the credit card, and then we just credit all those things off the allowance list. So even within the way that we do our lump sum contract, there still is a tiny bit of open book there with regards to the allowances if the planning isn't completely finished.
This brings us to the second most popular type of construction contract, the cost plus model. This model presents a greater financial risk to the homeowner, but it also allows them to be more intimately involved in the accounting on the project. This is also known as the open book method. In cost plus, every single cost associated with the project gets charged to the client, plus an agreed upon fee or profit markup on top of that for the contractor, usually a percentage. This means less risk for the contractor, but a tighter relationship between the contractor and the homeowner when it comes to managing the finances. Some of the pros of a cost-plus model are you can be more involved in decisions, such as using the highest quality materials since you are paying for them directly and it is not coming out of the contractor's paycheck. You can continue to change and develop the design of your home along the way since you and the contractor both know that all costs are being paid by you. You get to have the final say on which subcontractors and vendors are hired on your project. On a cost-plus contract, your contractor will be presenting you with multiple bids on each trade. You will be able to select a tradesperson or a subcontractor based on price and quality. You still have to conform to building codes and the laws of the land when it comes to hiring licensed companies with workers' comp, insurance, and so on. Your contractor will ensure this is done properly.
So yeah, in a cost-plus contract, one of the things I want to mention there, as far as the homeowner and the contractor are really being a team at this point, and they're going to make financial decisions together. This does not mean in any way, shape, or form that your contractor is going to let you hire people directly. You know, most contractors have their own list of active subs that are on their bid list. Like for us, and I think we've got somewhere north of about 180 subs. These guys have been heavily vetted. They've worked for us for over 19 years since we started, some of these guys. I would say that everybody that's on our active bid list is our A team essentially, and there's no drama because essentially a contractor is going to be as good as their subs at the end of the day. So we've got to manage these guys. We've got to make sure they got workers' comp. They're registered with the county. They're registered with the state. They got their general liability insurance. They've listed the client, you and us, as additionally insured. And not only that, but to protect you, the homeowner, and us, the contractor, we're having them sign an additional contractor-subcontractor agreement. We have blanket agreements with these subs and then individual purchase order agreements with everything we do. And the reason I'm bringing that up is like, so for instance, on a cost-plus contract, let's just take a trade like electrical, for instance. We're going to get 3, maybe 5 bids from various different subs that are on our active bid list that do work for us regularly. We're going to shop it out and we're going to present these prices to the homeowner. We've had situations where the homeowner is like, well, they're all too high and we want to hire our brother from up in Connecticut to come down and do the electrical. Well, I'm bringing this up because someone from another state, they're not licensed in the state of Florida to do electrical. They don't have the insurance or the workers' comp. They haven't signed their agreements. So to that degree, it opens up a window of liability for the homeowner and the contractor, and it's not accepted by the local township. The homeowner still has to work within the bid list that the GC has. So the homeowner in a cost-plus contract, it doesn't mean that they can just go hire people, bring them in, and have them do work that's on our permit. Now, if it was something outside of our permit, like drapes on the guest house or the retaining wall by the pool or something, that's totally fine. They're welcome to do that. It's okay for the homeowner to also say, hey, we're just not happy with that. We need to get more bids. Then that's our job. We're going to work for you and we're going to go get more bids. Get that budget down, or we'll come up with some creative value engineering. That's another great thing that a good builder will do is like, hey, we got 5 bids on this. We can't get it any lower, but guess what? We just saved you another 10 G's on another trade or something.
Now, what are some of the risks? For one, there is a greater financial risk to you. If bids come in higher than expected, or prices of materials go up, or a subcontractor has to be fired and replaced with a new company, which is always more costly, or any of the myriad of things that can come up on a construction project, you will be expected to pay for them. Another point to consider is that you will have to spend more time being involved in the project, since you will be expected to approve bids, materials costs, and otherwise participate in the accounting and money management of your project. You will need to be a lot more involved than if you hired a contractor to take care of it all for you. If you are a designer and have done construction yourself, you may prefer this model. In the end, the type of construction contract you and your contractor choose will be based on the scenario and how involved you want to be in the financial management of your project. In either case, it is important to choose a contractor who will work with your needs in a way that results in a true win-win situation, with quality work done in the most efficient manner possible. So as far as lump sum versus cost plus for us, I would say about 80% of our contracts are generally the lump sum model, and about 20% are cost plus. Our customers definitely prefer that, we handle the whole thing start to finish and that we take on a lot of the financial risk.
With a lump sum contract, if you hire a contractor for 150 grand, that's the price. That price equals that scope of work, and that number is what the number is. And in general, people are gonna go with a lump sum contract on a smaller, monetarily smaller type project, $150 to around $800,000. You start getting into north of $800,000, cost plus contract is probably the route you wanna go because, you know, it's a little safer for the contractor and the homeowner. You wanna hire a contractor you feel comfortable with because you're gonna be working with each other for quite a while. This isn't, I'm coming over to your house, I'm gonna cut down some trees, and you're gonna write a check and we're gone forever. We're gonna be showing up every week, we're gonna be having meetings, you're gonna, you know, my superintendents are gonna be over there, they're gonna be taking your trash out and petting the dog, and we're gonna be friends, you know, and hopefully at the end of it, we get to come over and have a steak dinner. At the end of the day, it's like, you know, you got to make sure you feel like you can work through things with your contractor. You know, north of 800 grand, you're going to probably be, you know, cost plus is probably a good way to go because you're not going to have everything selected. You can still do lump sum. We've done jobs that are $1 million, $1.5 million with lump sum contracts, but we also have a very complete set of drawings, you know, and that's another thing too is specifying the finishes can still be done on a lump sum contract in the early stages of the project. You can get all that done. So you got to have some good design professionals on your team, which, you know, we have several architects and engineers that we work with regularly. Just use all that information in deciding what you want to do. You know, do your own research online. Again, everybody's got kind of their own way that they work within those kind of contract styles, but there's still, you know, what we're talking about now is your broad strokes and the, you know, the legalities and the, you know, the difference between the two. If you got any more questions, come on into the studio and set up a meeting. We'll go over it.
Thanks for watching, and you can visit our website at nelsonconstructionrenos.com or give us a call if you have any other questions.